Well, sorry to break into your local football game. We do have a particularly dangerous situation unfolding right now. We have a tornado warning that is now in effect for Park, Putnam, and Montgomery counties. This will remain in effect until 7 p.m. this evening. So, taking a look at radar right here, we can see towards Rockville. We notice little area of rotation moving towards Raccoon Lake as well. No, so with this situation, currently watching a little bit of extra rotation. So let me pull that up actually. Here we go. Honestly, not really seeing a whole lot. So notice along the line itself, it's just pretty much strong winds. But with these situations, we have just a little bit of extra wind allows these to bring up just a very brief rotation. And at least for the time being, there's nothing confirmed on the ground yet. This is just a radar indicated tornado. So radar, again, as we loop it, actually not seeing a whole lot. Let's pull up that loop as well. Okay, here we go. So really over the past 2-3 hours, we've seen these storms quickly intensify. And honestly, as we look at the radar loop, you can see a little bit of what looks like a hook. Kind of looks like that. More fish terms, it looks like a little bit of a fish hook. That's where we're going to start to see a little bit of that rotation, try to incorporate. So basically Rockville, honestly, really not even a whole lot at this point. Not seeing anything on the ground yet. We're only seeing a little bit of radar indicated rotation. Even that at this point's really not too crazy. Our debris signature, again, not showing anything there. It's just, again, with these winds. So let's pull our watches and warnings back up. Here we go. Okay. So right there within that tornado warning, we got a little bit, let's turn that back off, of where you see those darker shades of green. You got a little bit of red. You can see towards Rockville, Raccoon Lake. You can see a little bit of darker shades of green where you can see the green trying to wrap around a little bit. That's why at this point we do have that warning. And honestly, it's just ever so slightest rotation, which is why that warning was triggered. So let's loop that again over the past hour. Yeah, again, when you look on the loop, you can see how it tries to rotate a little bit. Again, not really anything particularly concerning at this time. Yes, there is a tornado warning, so you want to make sure that you get to your safe spot. So if you're in front of the TV, this will be interior spots like a bathroom. If you have steps, go to the basement, underneath the steps, especially those interior rooms. So try to get away from any windows. Try to get away from any hallways. Those big empty hallways are just going to allow things to become even more windy. It's really going to be those interior places. Again, like bathrooms. Even if your bathroom's up against a wall, it's still a more sturdy place because you have pipes, you have concrete, cement. It's less likely to see that damage if there is a tornado. But at least at this point, no confirmed tornado. We are seeing that rotation again. Those are those darker shades of green. Again, as we zoom back in. And actually a couple more tornado warnings as well just outside of Indiana, right along the Illinois-Indiana border as well. So we'll have to watch these storms as well. We can see pretty much just west of I-69. And even the whole line of storms as well. Even if you don't have the tornado warning, you still want to stay away from windows. We have a long line of showers and storms moving on through. And any of these could bring pretty gusty winds as well. We've already seen reports of small hail. We've seen gusty winds of up towards 60 to 70 miles per hour with this as well. So even if you're not directly under that tornado warning, still we'll have to deal with those gusty winds as well. So actually, let's pull that back up as well. So anywhere you see these darker shades of green compared to right next to these light shades of green. So let's pull up right here south of Terre Haute. You can see those are wind gusts generally of 59 to 60 miles an hour, even some gusts potentially. Now this is just a look at radar. It actually has to make it to the ground. So anywhere you see these dark shades of green right up against these light shades of green, that's where you're going to see those strong gusty winds as well. So even though there's not a tornado, these are areas you still have to be careful with because they can do just as much damage as a tornado. Anytime you see those wind gusts of 58 plus miles per hour, that's enough to still do damage. It can knock down power lines. It can knock over trees. It can even pull down those small limbs onto power lines as well. So likely still going to have to deal with that. So that storm currently moving through Rockville. Let's see where it's heading towards next. So as we draw this, pull this over. There we go. So So the next locations in line for this, again, we see that rotation just east of Rockville. So Port Mills, Russell's, Raccoon Lake, these are going to be the areas we see the rotation. But actually, here we go. So these are basically going to be areas next. So you can see it moving north of Raccoon Lake, Port Mills, Russell, pretty much going to move right between those areas. Again, even those areas where that rotation is not present, again, still going to have to deal with those gusty winds. So try to get towards those interior locations, get away from windows. If you can, even if you're trying to watch football at this point, you can grab it on your phone, go to those safe spots as well. Just making sure there's no new warnings. Try to get to those safe spots as well. If you're directly under that tornado warning, again, try to get to those interior spots. Not bad idea to grab a couch cushion. If you have to go to the bathroom, go under steps as well. You want to move away from those exterior walls as well. Again, not directly under that severe the tornado warning, all along this line. We can see from the Illinois-Kentucky border through Missouri, all the way up through northern Indiana. A long line of severe thunderstorms. Again, any of these can do is just as much damage as a tornado can, so definitely make sure you have ways to get alerts. So even if you're outside of that tornado warning. So again, this is going to be Park County, Putnam County, Montgomery counties. That warning, again, is in effect until 7 p.m. this evening. So if you're in any of those counties, know that there's that potential for a tornado. Even if you're outside of those counties, still will have to deal with that risk as well. So again, at least for right now, nothing confirmed. We're not, luckily actually, we're not seeing anything show up on debris signature yet with that storm. Now, the storm's a little bit further south, we can see into Illinois. That's where there's some growing concern for some of these as well. So notice south of Effingham, pretty much west of I-65, anywhere where you see these bright shades as well. So pretty much, yeah, right along I-64, I-57, along I-64, notice north, these big areas where you see these little bit of spikes. The good news is that's not damage. That's actually hail showing up on the radar as well. So this means somewhere between southern Illinois and Indiana, between where the radar site is at the airport, somewhere between there along this line of storms, there's some hail that is falling. This can be small hail, anywhere from the size of a pea up to an inch size, about the size of a quarter. So on top of any gusty winds, on top of this tornado warning, that again, there's nothing showing up right now of anything on the ground. Still will have to deal for that potential for a little bit of hail damage as well. So again, this is for Park, Putnam, Montgomery counties until 7 p.m. this evening. Locations that are directly in the path of this as well. As we zoom in, so we see now out of Rockville, moving towards Raccoon Lake, Judson, Waveland, Morton, and Glen Flint Lake as well. These are going to be the areas that are in the tornado warning currently. Most of these spots, again, will miss that area of strongest rotation. But still, if you're in any of those areas, if you're within that warning, so Putnam County, Park County, Montgomery counties, you want to get to your safe spot. Again, this is going to be those interior spaces. Get away from windows, especially basements if you have one. If you don't have a basement, get into a bathroom or even an interior closet as well. The more space you can put between yourself and those outside walls as possible will be great. So that's the one tornado warning, at least for the right now. Again, we have 3 storms lined up, holy cow, into Illinois, right along the Indiana border as well. You can see northwest of Evansville as well. All those storms likely will continue to cross into Indiana, really within, let's see, those move in, if it's moving at 50 miles an hour, likely within the next hour and a half, we'll see those likely cross over into Indiana as well. So still we'll have to deal with those storms as well. Again, any of these storms have that potential to bring gusty winds, small hail outside of that tornado warning as well. And at this time, again, not seeing a whole lot in the way of rotation. So even now that the storm's moved out of Raccoon Lake, again, notice there's really not a whole lot there. Again, honestly, at this point, the tornado warning is more out of precaution. We still have these areas where we have the green and darker shades of green. What I would be looking for actually for this situation when we have tornadoes is going to be red towards green. You have those shades of green that are actually moving towards your radar. So if we zoom things out, anything in the way of shades of green are practically moving towards the Indianapolis radar. Anything red is moving away from radar. So not really at this time seeing anything that's really indicating any strong or any active rotation. It's just the ever so slightest bit of rotation that really has been there over the past hour. So let's loop that again. If I can loop it. Really over the past hour. So again, not a whole lot of rotation. So let's zoom back in. Okay. No tornado warnings. Rockville, you're now out of that tornado warning. It has, since they have shifted it a little bit further east. It has shrunk just ever so slightly. Okay. Here we go. North of Greencastle, Rockville. Again, yeah, there we can see Raccoon Lake Waveland just outside of it. Locations where we can see the rotation is going to be Raccoon Lake, Morton, Portland Mills, Russell, likely going to miss out on that rotation. But again, anywhere we see these darker shades of green and the light shades of green, it tries to rotate ever so slightly. Again, here, when we look at radar, let's change that to the past 45 minutes. Again, not seeing anything that's trying to really rotate. You can notice as the storm is moving through Raccoon Lake, it tries to turn a little bit. What you would want to see is more of, you would see the winds coming to the southeast and winds going up to the north, back up to the northwest, creating a little bit of a circle shape. But in this case, really not seeing that. So hence why there's no reported tornado. Actually, we can see that the rotation signature on radar has actually weakened out a bit, even just really over the past 20-30 minutes. And even south, we can see moving through Terre Haute, Brazil, Farmersburg. Look at those strong winds there. These are going to be anywhere we can see. Let's actually pause it first. Those are going to be those bright shades of green, the dark shades of green. Those are going to be where we could see some strong winds, hence why there are so many severe thunderstorm warnings along the line. So again, Sullivan, Terre Haute up towards Greencastle. These are going to be the areas, again, where we could see some gusts. Yeah, there we go. Northwest of Clay City. Radar indicating some gusts of up to 70 miles per hour, even as we click around in these bright green shaded areas. Again, 73, 76. These are just radar indicated, so it's not 100% at the ground. These are winds that are a little bit higher that are being pulled to the ground. So by the time the wind makes it to the ground, might be closer to 50 to 60 miles an hour, but that means we could see gusts up to those speeds. So even like Terre Haute, as the storms have moved through, still seeing gusts of 48 to 50 miles per hour with this as well. And even towards Greencastle, we're seeing gusts of up towards 46 miles an hour. Clay City, as these storms are getting ready to work through 65. Sullivan, even seeing some gusts as well of 65 miles per hour. So again, any of these storms, even if you're not directly under that tornado warning, again, that's for Park, Putnam, as well as Montgomery counties. Again, anywhere along this line, you can see from Crawfordsville all the way to Terre Haute, Sullivan, pretty much just at this point, west of I-69 and I-65. Any of these storms, even though you're not under the tornado warning, still really honestly is best to get away from those exterior walls. So if your TV is close to the wall, grab your phone, maybe go to a more safe spot as a lot of these storms continue to move on through. The good news with these is they're a very quick hitting storm. Really, they're in and out really within 10 to 20 minutes. So it's not going to be an extended period of time. And once these storms move through, once that tornado warning gets dropped, like spots like here we can see towards Rockville. At this point, you're in the clear. Your tornado warning has since tried to shift a little bit further east. Still some gusty winds, so really next 10 to 20 minutes we can see spots like Fayette, Florida, Rockville. We can actually see those storms actually weaken on out. So actually at this time, that tornado warning has since expired, but very quickly we still have a few more tornado warnings that are just outside of our area right along the Illinois-Indiana border. So we will have to watch these storms as they move in. A lot of these tornado warnings have since expired. Wind gusts still potentially could reach up towards 70, 75 miles per hour. So still not a bad idea to stay away from those exterior walls. And if we have any new tornado warnings, we'll hop back on, give you the latest updates. But for now, we're going to send it back over to the Eagles football game.